How to set up system to alert if down payment exists while posting an invoice. How to configure automatic postings for cash discount received. What is APP and why it is so important? What is the typical APP process that real companies implement? How do companies automate APP? What are new features in APP? What is the function of run date, next run date, and documents entered up to date? APP selects due invoices automatically. What if I want to input invoice numbers to be paid? What is the difference between sending and paying company codes? What is tolerance days for payable, maximum cash discount, and ranking order? What is payment method and why it is used? How does the system select bank GL account for payment posting? Stay with me and know all the answers to these questions. Welcome to session number 11, Accounts Payable, part number 4. In this session, we will learn about down payment alert, cash discount, and automatic payment program or APP. Let's start with the first topic, down payment alert. Down payment alert is configured using commitment warning setting in special GL indicator. If this setting is applied, this shows warning message if balance exists for this special GL indicator for the vendor. Let's look at the configuration of the commitment warnings. We can use transaction code OBYR or FBKP. Let's switch to SAP. FBKP, special GL, page down. In the last session, we have created special GL indicator J for down payments. Let's select that, enter our chart of accounts A000, enter, click on properties, select commitments warning and save. Click on continue. Now let's go to post an invoice for the vendor /NFB60. Before we do that, let us first check special GL line items for this vendor. FPL/NFBL1N. Vendor account number is 6 4 zeros. Company code is A001. Let me select special GL transactions, execute. For special GL indicator J, we have posted 1000 as an advance payment for this vendor. Now let me go to FP60 and let us try to post an invoice and let's see if the system displays the warning message. Select the same date, reference number, let's do it bill number 6, amount 4000, GL account 400-300, on 4000, hit enter. You can see the system is displaying a warning message, 1000 USD, down payments ABC suppliers exist. So this is how the alert comes when we enter the invoice for the vendor if there are any special GL transactions which are not cleared, which are under open items. Let's go back to our presentation. Let's move on to the next topic, cash discount received. In the earlier session, we have studied payment terms. We know that payment terms can also have discounts if we pay the amount early as per the term. When we apply a payment term and we want to make a payment so that we receive the cash discount, we have to do some configuration for the cash discount received. Let's do the configuration for this. We first need to create a GL account for cash discount received, and in the second step we have to assign this GL account for automatic postings in transaction code OBXU. We can do the same thing in transaction code FBKP. Let's switch to SAP. Let's first go to FS00 to create the cash discount account. Let's create a GL account, the 100, not 1. with template. Let's select the GL account that we already have. Select miscellaneous expenses. Continue. This will be under account group, other income, cash discount received. Discount received account. Okay, click on save. This has been saved. Now let us go to FPKP. Click on automatic postings, cash discount and payment difference, cash discount received, transaction SKE. I can also use the T code OBXU. Give the chart of account, hit enter. It directly takes me to the transaction SKE, which is cash discount received. Click on accounts, click on save, GL account 300-101, cash discount received, hit enter and save. Let's go to transaction code FP60 and post an invoice. Vendor number 60000. Invoice date, today's date, reference, bill number 6, amount 1000, GL account 400, 300, 1000, cash discount received, testing. Okay, enter. Click on payment tab. By default the payment term is 001. We will select another payment term which has discounts. The payment term 0002 is payable within 30 days, but if we pay within 14 days we'll get 2% cash discount. Let's select this, hit enter. System has updated the baseline date, due date and the payment terms. Let us save it. Post. Invoice 196010 is posted. Now let us make payment. Transaction code F-53. Document date. Cash discount. Receive test 1. Bank account number 200 105. Amount 5000. Text. Payment with discount 6 4 zeros. Enter. Enter the value date. Select the open item. By default, all items are selected. You can see the amount here assigned 29,900. We have to first deactivate items and then we can select the invoice which we want to pay. First click on select all, then click on deactivate items. Now this is 0. We can go down and select our invoice, invoice number 10. Select the invoice. You can see that for this invoice there is a cash discount available, which is 2% because we are paying within 14 days. We have assigned 4,900 and we have entered in the previous screen 500. So there is a difference here. We have to go and first change the amount to 4,900. Let's go to overview, change this amount to 4900 because we are only paying 4,900. Now let us process open items. Now the balance is 0. Let's simulate the transaction. We are paying 4,900. Cash discount received is 100 and vendor open items is 5,000. System is clearing this 5,000, posting 100 to discount, and we are paying only 4,900. Let us save. Document 11 is posted. Let us go to PL1N and look at the cleared items. Execute. This is our invoice which has been cleared with equal amount 5,000. And if you look at normal items, $19,6010 is cleared. Now let us display the cash discount received GL account balance. FPL 3N 300 101. Execute. Cash discount we have 100. Let's switch to a presentation. Let's move on to the next topic, Automatic Payment Program or APP. Automatic Payment Program or APP is one of the most important functionalities in SAP. There are a lot of advantages of using APP. We'll discuss that shortly. APP is designed to process bulk outgoing incoming payments. In manual payment, we can only make payment for one company, one vendor and certain line items. But in APP, we can select bulk open items and pay them at a time. We can also customize the APP process according to our company, or it can be different company to company. In one organization, there may be many company codes in different countries, and there may be different country specific laws for payments. We can configure payments for respective country and company code in APP. This is customizable for different company requirements and also different country specific requirements. Using APP, we can make payments in local currency, foreign currency, and we can also process intercompany payments. Now the biggest advantage of using APP is it reduces manual work and saves time of the business users, because it does certain functions which ultimately results in saving labor hours and saving time. So we just need to employ few people to handle APP process as compared to manual process. Let's look at some of the items. How does it help reduce the manual work and saves time? It handles payments for multiple company codes and vendors at a time. Meaning when we process the payments using APP, we can select multiple company codes and multiple vendors in one payment run. We'll see that in an example later. And the other thing is, it selects the banks automatically from which bank the payment has to be made. We may have multiple bank accounts, but we actually do some configuration in the system so that system can select the bank automatically. The company's bank from which we are paying and also the supplier bank from the business partner master record. APP does the selection of the open items automatically based on the information we provide in APP initial screen or parameter screen. And after selection, we may change it, we may edit it, remove something, add something, and then we can finalize it. Once we finalize it and run the payment run, it clears the open items and makes the payments and generates the payment media. So this all happens automatically, which helps a lot of time and manual labor. Using APP, we can also clear down payments. We can also clear open items between customers and vendors. In case our vendor is also a customer, we can do the cross clearing between customer and vendor. And there are many other benefits. Let's look at a typical payment process flow that most of the companies follow. They may apply APP differently, they may have some automations, they may have some different modules implemented, they may not use APP completely, but this is a typical process that most of the companies follow. It may have variations. To start the APP run, the first thing what the payment team does is they decide the payment date when we have to make the payment. They decide for which company codes they want to make the payment and using which payment methods. Once they do that, they create a proposal. So now what is a proposal? This is the term used in APP. A proposal can be something which is not final, meaning you have business proposals, meaning you have a deal which is going on, we have certain proposal, you are considering it, but you have not signed it or you have not finalized it. In other words, you may have other proposals like marriage proposal, etc. This is just a proposal which can be accepted or which can be finalized or which can be cancelled or edited. Let's look at the payment proposal in APP. When we want to create the proposal, which is the first step in APP, we enter for which company codes we want to do this payment run. First we enter it in the initial screen, which is the parameter screen. So the parameters are company code, payment method, payment date, and there are other fields which we will discuss when we move to the practical session. Now once we do that and we execute the payment proposal, we create the payment proposal, system generates two separate lists. One is payment list and another one is exception list. The payment list is all the items which system can process using APP in this run. And the exception list is the items which APP cannot pay, or there are some errors in these items. There may be some missing information, there may be blocked invoices. Due to some reason they cannot be paid in this run. All of them are included in the exception list. This can be checked, verified, edited later. So these two lists basically are created in payment proposal. Let's move to the next step, which is proposal review and edit. Now what happens is a payment proposal review and edit. As I said, there will be a payment list and exception list. Exception list may contain some blocked invoices, so we can remove the block during editing the proposal. And we can also block certain items which can be paid, but we want to block them in the proposal so that it is not paid during the payment run. And after doing all these changes, we can finalize the proposal. Normally the proposal is created by a clerk, a lower level clerk, and the editing is done by the higher level supervisor or SME or subject matter expert. And once the proposal is finalized, it can be approved. And the approval can be in SAP or in non-SAP. Some companies do the approval within SAP. In SAP ECC EHP 7 onwards, SAP has provided approval workflow for payment proposal. What is a workflow and what does it do? Once the payment proposal is created, it triggers a notification to the authorized person to make changes to the proposal and approve it. This function is provided by SAP only in EHP 7, which is the ECC 6 EHP 7 version. And in S4HANA, it is already available. This is the process in SAP ECC or S4HANA. And some companies also use BCM. It is a module within SAP. It is Bank Communication Management. To handle all the activities related to payments and related to bank, companies implement Bank Communication Management, which also include workflow approvals. Some companies use BCM, some companies use the workflow which is provided by SAP at payment proposal. And one more thing is BCM requires license. That means additional cost to the company. Some companies, they just use the workflow, or some companies take the workflow provided by SAP in proposal and they modify it and they also use it in payment run. They enhance the workflow. Okay. Now let's come to non-SAP. Some companies use non-SAP tools or applications to do the approvals. For example, Microsoft Flows. There are a lot of other tools which can provide the workflows for payment approvals. So whatever the company use SAP or non-SAP or BCM, once the payment proposal is reviewed and edited and approved, the next step in SAP is payment run. Till now we have not cleared the open items. Okay, till the proposal editing and approval, the open items are just selected and we have finalized. We have not cleared the open items and we have not generated the payment documents. In the third step, payment run, we are going to clear the open items, generate the payment documents, and also in some cases generate payment media. Let's look at it. So the payment run can be done immediately, or the payment run can be scheduled at a particular time, date and time. If it is scheduled immediately, it will clear the open items and make the postings. And if it is scheduled at a particular time, it will run at that particular date and time, post the payment documents and clear the open items. While clearing the open items and posting payment documents, APP also posts foreign exchange gain or loss. If we are paying to a foreign vendor and if there is a variation in the exchange rate, APP also takes care of foreign exchange variations in terms of gain or loss. It also posts taxes if applicable and also discounts. And in some cases, APP also generates payment media at payment run level. Okay. Now let's go to the next step. Print payment media. So the print payment media is used to generate the payment media. As I said, payment run can also be used to generate the payment media, or some companies use another step to generate the payment media. Now, why the companies use two steps? They can do it in payment run. If they use workflows, they can certainly get the approval of the concerned person and then generate the payment media at payment run level. But some companies don't use workflows at this level. They only use at proposal level, or they don't use in the entire payment run. So what they do is they authorize few people to release the payment or generate the payment media at this stage. Payment run is completed. Now payment is not made by the bank until we generate a file required by the bank in the format that the bank needs and then send it to the bank. Then only the bank makes the payment. So this is the final step where we are creating a file and sending the file to bank to make the payments. Similar to payment run, payment media can also be scheduled at a particular date and time, and we can give a job name, and the term used in SAP is schedule print. We have to click on schedule print option. System will give us the screen where we can enter the date, time and job name to schedule the payment media generation. When we say payment media, what exactly the system generates? So there are a variety of payment media that the SAP supports. There are a lot of standard payment media which we can use, and we can also create custom payment media as required by the bank. For example, we can generate XML files, we can generate flat files or text files, or there may be other formats which the bank needs in their format. And at this stage, payment advices are also generated in APP. So the payment advices are the notification to the supplier that we have made the payment for so and so invoices. This is the intimation. Let's look at the next step. Our payment media or payment file is generated. Now the file has to be sent to the bank. To send the file to bank, companies use different methods. Some companies generate the file and upload the file in the bank website, or some companies have interface with bank. Once the file is generated, the file directly goes to the bank and the bank uploads into their payment server and then makes the payments. These two possibilities are there. Some companies, what they do is, the companies who don't use approvals for payments in SAP, once the file goes to the bank and the file is uploaded in the bank portal, they do the approvals using the bank portal. Few people are authorized and given the ID and password, they log in and then they approve the payments. The payments are not made until they are approved in the bank portal. This is applicable to companies who don't follow the approval process in SAP. They follow bank approval method. The other things that bank do is, some banks can also send payment advice to the suppliers. Not all banks send payment advices. So before we configure payment advice in SAP, we should check with the bank if they provide payment advice service. If they do, then that is the best option. If the company needs the payment advices to be generated in SAP and sent from our system directly, we can do that as well. And another thing that banks does is bank statements. They send bank statements to us on a regular basis. In big companies, the statement comes in on a daily basis. If there is an interface, it comes directly into our system, and as per the configuration, it will automatically upload the file and do the postings and do the bank reconciliation. We'll look at the bank reconciliation process later. If we don't have an interface with the bank, then manually we have to download the file from the bank side and then upload the file manually into SAP system to do the bank reconciliation. So this was the whole picture of typical payment process that real-time companies follow. There may be variations, as I said earlier, so we have to keep that in mind. Let us move on to the configuration required to run APP. SAP has provided a single transaction code FBZP to do all the configuration needed for APP. We can use SPRO or we can use FBZP. FBZP is the easy way to do the configuration. There are mainly 5 steps to do the APP configuration. First one, all company codes. Next one, paying company codes. Third one, payment methods in country. Fourth one, payment methods in company code. Fifth and last one, bank determination. So let us switch to SAP and do the APP configuration. I can use FBZP, enter, to do the configuration, or I can also use SPRO. SAP reference IMG, financial accounting, accounts receivable and accounts payable, business transactions, outgoing payments, automatic outgoing payments, payment method, bank selection for payment program. Here you can select all these steps which are needed. Set up all company codes for payment transactions and so on. The best thing is use FBZP. It is easier. Let's go to the first step. Set up all company codes. Click on position. Our company code is A001. This setting is already there. When we create a company, by copying another company code, it copies all the configuration. So this has copied even the APP configuration. So let us click it and change as per our need. It has copied sending company code and paying company code. So what is the sending company code? So sending company code is actually the company which deals with the business partner, meaning those who are involved in purchasing and using the material. And paying company code can be same as sending company code. In some companies, company codes do the direct procurement and the payment is made centrally by another company code. If we don't provide this sending company code, system will consider paying company code as the sending company code. So in our case, we'll just use paying company code. Now there are other options here like separate payment per business area. This is used if you want to make payments separately according to business area. If I have 4 invoices, 2 for business area A, 2 for business area B, if I select this, system will make 2 different payments for 2 different areas separately. Okay, so we are not using business area. I leave it as it is. We have payment method supplement. I have already explained you what is a payment method supplement. It is used to group or split payment items under payment method. We will have a demo on this later. And under cash discount and tolerance, we have tolerance days for payables. If I enter 3 here, for example, and my invoice is due in 30 days, what system will do is, system will add another 3 days. 30 days plus 3. My due date will become 33 days. So this is the use of tolerance days for payable. It can be a grace period also, in other words. Outgoing payment with cash discount from. This option is used if you want to specify a particular discount percentage. If the discount percentage is more than this, system will process the open item in this payment run. Otherwise, system will pay the invoice on net due date. The third option is maximum cash discount. This is used if you want to process or apply maximum discount. In the previous session, we have discussed that we can enter two different cash discount terms. Suppose 2% and 4%. If I select this option, system always applies maximum discount, even if I pay on the net due date. Normally, if I pay on net due date, discount doesn't apply. I will not get any discount. But if I select this option, system will apply the maximum 4% discount even if the date is passed. Special GL ledger transactions to be paid. I'll enter my special GL transaction. F is already there, so I'll enter my new special GL indicator J. And for customer, it is F. I leave it as it is. We are not processing anything for customer. We'll do it later. So just select save. Continue. Let's go back. Let's move on to the next step, paying company codes. Earlier, we have defined which is sending company code and paying company code. Now we are going into the paying company code and do the configuration. Click on position button. Paying company code A001. Under control data, we have minimum amount for incoming payment. If I am processing incoming payment using APP, what is the minimum amount that I want the system to process? If amount is less than that, system will not process the document. System will not post the payment document. For incoming, I'll keep it as 25. And minimum amount for outgoing payment, 25. So if it is below 25, system does not consider it for payment. And the next option is no exchange rate differences. If I select that, system will not post any exchange rate differences if there is any variation in the exchange rate. I'm deselecting it. No exchange rate difference for partial payments. It is same as the above. This is for partial payments. Separate payment for each reference. Now, this function is used in certain countries, meaning the reference which system is referring to can be assignment field or reference field. There are two fields, one in line item, which is assignment or allocation field. Another one is reference field at header level. I can enter a value or bill number, and if there are multiple values in the reference field with the same reference number, system will make separate payment, meaning one payment for that particular reference. System can club similar reference numbers together to make the payment in one payment document. And if every reference number is different, system is going to pay differently, meaning system is not going to club, even if it is for same payment method, same vendor, same bank, everything same. System is not going to club the payment and make payment in one document. Okay, system is going to pay it separately. This is for bill of exchange payment. We'll do that later. Direct debit pre-notification. This is for direct debit. If you want to directly debit the supplier account, you can select this option to send them a notification. I'm not using it as of now. Creditor identification number. This is used for SEPA payments, so I'll just leave it. Next option is forms. This is form for payment advice, so I'll just leave it as it is because we are not doing payment advice as of now, and we have sender details. We'll discuss these settings later. Click on save. Let's go back. Let's go to the third option, payment methods in country. For each country, there will be separate payment methods. We can configure different payment methods for different countries. In big companies, if they exist in multiple locations in multiple countries, they normally standardize the payment methods. Meaning, if A is used for country specific payments or bank transfers, they use the same payment method throughout the globe. This is some kind of standardization that the companies follow. Let us define a new payment method. Click on new entries. Country is US. Payment method, for example, is J. Description is bank transfer. Bank transfer. This is for outgoing payments, and this is for bank transfer. We also have check bill of exchange. We'll do that later. There are a lot of options in this section. We are not going to discuss because this is used globally. There are many country specific options which are not used in every country. So I'm just leaving it as of now. The most important things in this section is required master record specifications. For example, when we are making the payment, we want the system to check certain fields. For example, bank details, under bank details, account number. If there are no bank details and specifically there is no account number, payment cannot be made to the vendor. So during APP run, system checks if the supplier has bank details or not, and then if the bank account number is there or not, then only it makes the payment. Otherwise it will give an error message. So these two things are important. Under posting details, there is document type for payment and clearing document type. So for payment document for automatic payment is ZP, payment posting, and then clearing document type is payment clearing ZV. And then another important setting is payment medium. We can use payment medium workbench to generate the payment media, which is the file which we generate and send it to the bank, or we can use classic payment medium programs. There are standard programs we can use, or many companies copy those standard programs and make a custom program and add specifications according to the bank requirements. Let me use the standard program here, RFF OUS _T. This is for bank transfer. Enter. Some companies also use payment medium workbench. They create new formats according to the bank requirement. We'll discuss this in a later session. Click on save. Under payment method per country, we also have currencies allowed, permitted destination countries, and no to pay other settings. If you want to allow certain currencies, we can specify currencies here. If you don't specify, it will allow all currencies. Let's go back. Let's go to the next step, payment methods in company code. Let's click on position. Paying company code is A001 and my payment method is J. Click on new entries. A001, payment method J. Here, per payment method and company code combination, we have to again specify amount limits, minimum amount and maximum amount. Minimum amount as 25 and maximum amount I can give anything. So for example, in my company I want to give 1 million. We have other options like grouping of items, single payment for marked items, payment per due day, extended individual payment. We'll discuss all these options later. The important one is payment per due day. If I select this option, if couple of invoices are due on a particular day, then system will club those payments into one payment. So this is the use of this option. Bank optimization control. No optimization or by bank group or by postal code. This is normally used if we want the system to select a bank which is near to the location of the supplier so that the payment reaches the supplier quickly, and also this is used to optimize the payment so that there are no bank charges. Suppose there are two banks of the supplier. If we select bank A, we have to pay bank charges, and we have another bank which is B. If we use that, there are no bank charges. System checks which is the optimal bank to pay. If we choose B, we avoid the bank charges. So this is how it is used. As of now, I am not using it. No optimization. Then under foreign payments, foreign currency payments, we have foreign business partner allowed and foreign currency if you want to allow foreign currency payments using this payment method. Customer, vendor, bank abroad allowed. Okay, meaning a non-local bank is allowed or not to make the payment. So all these settings are there. And then we have form data. We need to specify form for the payment medium. In the previous step, we have defined the program, which program to use. And then here we are defining the form, which form we want the system to use. We have SAP script forms or PDF based forms. We leave it blank as of now. We learn about payment medium formats in a later session. And the other option is payment advice control. We'll deal with this also later. As of now, this is none. There won't be any payment advice generated. Click on save. Let's go back. And the last setting is bank determination. Let's click on position, company code A001. Click on ranking order. Under ranking order, you have to specify which bank we want the system to use first in an order 1, 2, 3. System will check if it can make the payment using the bank in order number 1. If it is not possible, it goes to order number 2, 3 and 4, like that. Let's create 2 entries. Payment method is J, currency USD, ranking order 1. Here we have to select our house bank, which is Citi. Hit enter, click save, continue. Let's go to the next option, bank accounts. Here we have to assign our bank accounts for the house bank and payment method combination. And one more additional thing which we define here is bank sub account, which is the general ledger account. GL account we want the system to use to make the payments. Let's click on new entries. House bank is Citi. Payment method is J. Currency USD. My account is Citi. And my bank sub account is Citibank out. This is used for outgoing payment. Bank transfer BT out, meaning bank transfer for outgoing payments. 200-106. Enter. Save. The next option is available amounts. Click on new entries. House bank Citi. This is account, which is also Citi. Days to value date. This is normally used for bill of exchange. For other payments, we have to give 999. Currency USD. Available amount for outgoing payments. Let us give 1 million. We also have value date settings and expenses and charges settings. We'll look at them later. Click on save. Our APP configuration is complete. Before we go ahead and post an invoice and run payment program, we need to make sure the master data is properly maintained. So let's go to transaction code BP. Select the supplier. One important thing which we need to maintain in the business partner or supplier master is bank details. Because we are making the payment through bank. The bank details are not found, system is not going to make the payment. Let us enter the bank details for the supplier. Number 1 is bank detail ID. Citibank 1. We can give different IDs, and during posting invoice we can select the ID for a particular bank we want to make the payment. Country US, need to select the bank key. Let's say I want to use this bank. Bank account number, give some account number here for testing. We have many other fields. Account holder and account name. Account holder is the business partner name. So the business partner name and account holder name can be same or can be different. We need to give the supplier name as per the bank in the account holder field. For example, test vendor 1. This is account name. For example, our supplier also has bank account in Citibank. Enter and save. We can also enter payment method in the business partner, or we can also enter payment method while posting a transaction. If we don't enter the payment method in the transaction, system checks if the payment method is there in the vendor master. If it is there, then it will select it for payment. Otherwise, system does not make payment using this payment method. Let's go to the partner role that we are using. FLVN00. Click on company code. Go to payment transactions. Under automatic payment transactions, enter payment method, which is J. Click on save. Now let us go to FP60 and post a vendor invoice 60000. Invoice date, today's date. Bill number 7. Amount 25,000. GL account 400, 300. 25,000. Test invoice for APP. Okay. Go to payment tab. In the payment method, I can give the payment method which is defined in the vendor master, or I can give another payment method. Whatever payment method I give in the invoice, system will pick that payment method or pay using that payment method, not the one which is assigned in the vendor master. If I don't assign anything here, system will select payment method F and do the payment. Let's give it here J. Click on save. Document 1960s12 posted. Now let us go to APP run. Transaction code is F110. Enter run date and identification. These are the unique values using which you can identify different payments. You can have the same run date, but you can have the different identification. This is used to identify unique payment runs. Let's give it today's date. These are the payments already generated. Let's give today's date 2/2/7/2020. Identification ABC_J. Click on parameter tab. We have to enter posting date. On this date the postings will be made. I can enter here. I can also enter future date here. Some companies also use future date to make the postings. documents entered up to, which is 22 today's date. System will consider all the open items which are entered up to this date. If I enter an earlier date, for example 21, the items posted on 22 are not considered for payment. Okay, so let's give 22. I can also give customer items. We'll learn about customer open items in a separate session. Let's give company code A001. If I have more than one company code, I can give comma and give another company code like this. Since I have only one company code, I'm giving. And payment methods, I can also give multiple payment methods like F, A. Right now I only have one payment method, so I'm giving J. Next, posting date. This is important when I am going to make the next payment, because system will consider the posting date and the next posting date, and system decides whether an invoice should be paid in this run or in the next run. Normally companies do APP run every week or every 15 days. It depends on companies. So let me give the next day is the next posting date. Vendor account, I can give multiple vendor a range. I can exclude some vendor, include some vendor range here. In our case, it's only one vendor, so I'm giving it here. Click on free selection tab. In free selection, I can exclude some values by selecting this option, or I can include some values. For example, in this run, I want the system to consider only one invoice or two invoices or 10 invoices. I can select using document number or document date and other options. Let's select document number. The document number of my invoice was 19 6 zeros 1 2. Let's cross check this. FPL, then execute. It's 25,000. So I'm including only this as of now. I can also give multiple invoices by giving a comma, or I can also give a range like this. For example, 19. Okay, but in our case, I'm giving only one invoice. Save. Let's go to additional tab. This is used for log generation. If there is any error and what all system did, it will log all the details, the actions of the program, what all checks the system is doing. So we can select maximum up to 3 options. Let me select due date, payment method and line item of the payment documents. The next option is print out data medium. Here for our program, which we have selected in the customization, I can give a variant. This variant is used to generate the payment medium. Okay, so we'll discuss this later when we discuss the payment medium formats. Let's click on save. Now let's go back to our first tab, status. The status says parameters have been entered. Now we can click on schedule proposal. Click on proposal. Click on start immediately, or else I can give a date and time. If I don't want to start it immediately, I can give a date and time later. For example, I can give a date and then time if I want to run it in the midnight or some other time when nobody is using the system generates a background job and it will start the job in the background. So here I am using start immediately. Schedule. It says proposal is running. Click on status. Proposal has been created. Let's display the proposal. Click display proposal. We have one item in the proposal. Let's go down. These are the details of the payee or vendor. 25,000. Account number. Account holder name and other details. I can double click on it. This is for bill number 7, document number 19460012. Okay, let's go back. We can also edit the proposal by clicking on edit proposal button. Double click on it. Double click on the item. I can remove a payment block or enter a payment block and change other details. Cancel. Let's go back. Now let's move on to the next step, which is payment run. We have finalized our proposal. Now we want to proceed for payment. Click on schedule payment run. Here also we can schedule it at a specific date and time or select start immediately. Schedule. Payment run is running. Click on status. Payment run has been carried out. Let's display the log. Display payment run log. Document 96013, company code A001, currency USD, payment method J. The document is generated. The payment document is debit supplier and credit our bank account, which we have given in the configuration 200,106, 25,000. Let's go back. The next step is to do the schedule print option. Can click on it. Since I have not defined a variant, it's giving an error message. We'll do this in our next session when we discuss payment medium formats. Let's go back to FPL1N and review our open items. Execute. The open item is not there in the open items. That means it has been cleared. Let's go to cleared items. Execute. 196012 has been cleared with payment document 196013. The document type is ZP. This is invoice KR. This is ZP. ZP is used for automatic payments. We also have manual payments. For this we use KZ. This is manual payment. This is automatic payments. 25. So this was all about automatic payment programs. There are many other settings in APP which I will show you in another session. Thank you and goodbye.